Hey,
What's up,
everybody.
Charles?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. A-okay. Everything's going good.
Well,
Every
that's really good to
everything is.
hear, man. That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Get stuff set up here. I know we're on super early today. Let me just see. There we go. We got our first guest on. All right. Not guest, but a viewer. Get this stuff out of here. All right. We
Mm-hmm.
get comfortable here. Happy Aloha Friday, everybody.
Yep.
Oh man, they filling up quick. They filling up quick. We got a show for you guys tonight. We got a special early version of our Feel Good Friday. We have four guests tonight, four local Kauai establishments that's going to share with us what's going on with their businesses and what they're doing and how they're dealing with COVID. So we appreciate you guys jumping on. Now would be a great time to share,
Yes. Okay.
share. Go ahead and share this
Share.
so we can get as much traction and support for our local businesses. I think you'll be surprised. As always, we always learn about these new businesses. We always learn about what they got to offer. And from what we got back from our guests that have been on, the response has been great. So thank you all for supporting local. Thank you all for supporting local. That's what this is all about. A lot of changes going on today. I mean, if you watch the news, gosh, it's just things are moving quickly. Things are moving very quickly here in Hawaii. I know Honolulu is now talking about moving to tier 4, which basically removes all restrictions. Governor approved Kauai's request to go back into safe travels. That's going to happen on April 5th. Things are happening quick, people. More important than ever that we take care of ourselves and stay safe and support local.
Mm-hmm.
I kind
Yep.
of took a COVID holiday today, Charlie. I kind of turned off the switch. Aside from the alerts popping up on my phone, I just took a COVID day off, man. Just wanted to decompress a little bit because it's like I said, things are happening so fast. I guess for me, it feels like, and I don't want to sound negative, but for me, it seems like we all of us, our viewers, a lot of people have worked so hard for a year, and now we wait and see. Leave it up to the leaders, and we wait and see. I pray that everything works out. I really do. I really do.
Well, this whole journey is sort of like, you got your favorite quarterback. He takes your team to 13-0. You head to the Super Bowl, and you get to the Super Bowl and you don't start him. You put in your third string, and you just hope for the best, right? And
Yeah.
there's no rhyme or reason why either there's gonna be something amazingly that happens, or you can get shellacking. One of the two.
Hmm.
You're not gonna go right down the middle. No, it's either we're gonna come out of this thing unscathed, and then the real question comes. Why were the experts so wrong for Hawaii, right? And maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because we're surrounded by water. Maybe who knows? So if nothing happens, then the experts were wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, heaven help us if we get another pandemic. Nobody gonna listen to the experts. They're gonna say, well, it's like that false missile alert, right? We did everything that we were trained to do. You hear the warnings and all that. You take cover, right? Only to come
Hmm.
to find it was a blue lie. So the next time is we gotta wait for a missile to actually drop to say, no, this is the real deal. And that's sad. That's sad. But most of us who are vigilant, we we can take it with a grain of salt, but we have to do what we need to do to keep safe. And that's the whole point of it all, folks. It's just to keep safe.
And we're not going to stop what we're doing. We're not going to stop the messaging.
Yeah.
We're not going to stop the warning our people to be safe. Question: what will safe travels mean for Kauai? It means the same as for every other island now. Starting April 5th,
We're wide
visitors can
open
come to Kauai with
with a
just
72-hour free tip.
huh?
with a
just the one,
72-hour
with just the
one
one
test.
test, yeah. The pre-arrival test.
Mhm.
So that's it. We'll join the rest of the state, and we'll see what happens. I know that our mayor is working with the hotel industry here on Kauai to for the hotel industry to the hotels to offer a second test after they arrive, but it'll be voluntary. And anyway, so we'll follow that as we go along. We'll recap on Monday. We'll recap all the new developments. But we got our first guest here. We're going to be kind of moving quickly tonight because we have four guests, four establishments. The first one, you know,
Mhm.
I was talking to my friend today, my partner. I was talking about the show, and I was saying that, um, okay, Chucky boy, I was, where is he? I just let him in. Okay, hold on here. Okay,
It's connecting to the audio.
yeah, he's got his video off. We'll get him on.
Uh-oh.
So I
He
was,
doesn't have the video.
I know he's familiar with Zoom, so I'm not sure. Chucky, can you hear us? There he comes. There he comes. Wait. Well, our first guest is none other than Chucky Boy Chalk from the Kawaii Museum. And I'm sure many, there he is, Chucky Boy Chalk in the flesh. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Chucky?
Okay, Chuck, if you can hear us, next to your video, there was a microphone icon.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. It's connecting
Okay.
to audio.
There you go. You can hear us,
That
Chucky.
spot.
Yeah, I'm borrowing a computer. I'm not at work, so I got him now. It's different from
Right on, man. Hey, welcome, Chucky Boy Chalk, guys. Yeah, I was trying to time them right so we would get into the what I had to say while you were on. But anyway, I was talking to my partner today at work, and we were talking about the show, and we're talking about, Joe Adrick. He knows you really well,
Oh,
fellow
sure.
musician. I mean, he was telling me stories about your artistic talent in writing music, which we already knew. But anyway, what he told me was, he goes, Mel, I've never stepped foot in the Kawaii Museum. I thought, Joe, you need to. You need to go. So anyway, Charlie, of course, another musician. We do this
How's
every
it, brother?
we bring local businesses, establishments on. You get 15 minutes to share about your place, tell people what you got, and invite people down. And we encourage our people, our viewers, to participate and support local, including our Kawaii Museum. So that's what it's all about, man. It's informal, it's fun, and so we'll turn it over to you, Chucky Boy, and you just give us the overview of what's the Kawaii Museum, man.
What is the well, the Kawaii Museum is the People's Museum. We're just the caretakers. We're the stewards of this wonderful institution that tells the stories, many stories of Kauai and Niho. And many stories we continue to find. We're always digging up history we never knew was right before our eyes, just going down to the archives. It's like, wow. And then to share it, especially with our community, you like to see the gleam in their eyes when they say things like, wow, I never knew that. I've never known that. So that's the beauty to the Kauai Museum, and to Joe and to those that's never been there. I think I can humbly say you should come by. Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, have you been there,
Yeah.
Charlie?
Well, I have been there, and I'll tell you this. I left with, I played music outside with Chucky. We've performed, and John Mahi, we performed outside in the nice courtyard they have in the back. And it was for a special event. But Naino Thompson came over, and Chucky was the host. And why I left with tears in my eyes, because there is this room with artifacts that have been turned over to the museum from Kauai. And it was just, as a Kanaka myself, you take a step back in time, and that's what it's about. And I'm so grateful that a lot of it has been restored, and it's educational. You think you know a lot, but let me tell you, you don't even know where to start. You need to step foot in that facility, in that museum, definitely.
Um, and I'd like to echo that. You know, um, winning over the community was always a big goal because of, like I said, this is the People's Museum, and but there is so much stories there that describe who we are as people, who we are as contributors to the legacy of all our ethnic cultures, from the Portuguese to the Filipino to the Japanese, Chinese, and on and on and on. It is all there. It is all there. And so I think once we get closer to normalcy, I think we may bring back the Saturdays, the Kama'aina Saturdays, which we have to stop that. But what it is, it's community. Our community is free on Saturdays. So fortunately, because of the situation, we have to do with the Saturdays. We're not open Saturdays.
Mel, let me say this, Mel. He talks about the different ethnic cultures, especially the plantation era. There's one separate part of the museum that's dedicated to that, and you walk in there and you go. I mean, it's fantastic. I never knew it existed until Chucky showed us around, and it truly, to learn the migrants that came to Kauai to work the many plantations. It was really, to me, it was an honor just for you to be in there and see historically what they have basically as a roadmap, what they have done with that section, just to explain how these
Sure.
individuals came here to work. It's
All
beautiful.
of their contributions
Yeah.
to what makes Kauai special. And I I'm always privileged to share to the kupuna, the elders of the ethnic cultures, and because there's a lot there that they forgot about, but we're there to tell the stories that they knew about that we never knew. And you know, over time, there's so many beautiful stories that took place with our wonderful community. So,
Yes.
Well, I was I had been there with Nainoa. That was just breathtaking. My wife and I walked out of there different people. I'll be honest with you, Chucky. And we also had the privilege of going there, and I'm embarrassed to say I forgot that. The gentleman that makes the the feathered capes and man,
oh, Rick,
Rick.
San Nicolas, sure.
Yes, I thank you, thank you. You
Hawaiian
know,
Portuguese boy.
yeah, that guy was amazing. But we stay in contact till today from that time we met him.
Oh,
But
sweet.
more importantly, what was the education that we got from you? And a lot of people know Chucky Boy Chalk as the songwriter, the musician, a very talented guy. But his knowledge, Chucky, your knowledge, and I'm not here blowing smoke up your okole. I'm just saying that your knowledge of the history of this island and this state is incredible. Your staff, your volunteers, your board, but that room that Charlie talked about, where you walk and you follow the migration of the people that came to our island, starting off with who's the first group,
Well,
Chucky,
the Pake, the Chinese,
and then
Right.
Portuguese.
yeah, Viva la Portugal, Viva la Portugal. But like you said, Chucky, a lot of people were maybe told these or taught this back in elementary school, whatever, up to high school, and then they forget.
Sure.
So I
Mhm.
guess what I'm trying to say is people, and I saw a couple of comments that said, born and raised on Kauai, never been to the museum. Please, guys, make it a point to get to that museum. The tour through that place, the artifacts that they have is going to blow you away. It's just completely going to blow you away. Now, Chucky, you guys were doing some renovations.
Yeah, I know you guys had many discussions over the past year regarding the COVID situation. And, if there was any kind of light to the situation, it was that we had a chance now to um, simple things like polish our omeke or our bowls, our wooden bowls that there's never a time or a chance to ever do that because our collection is extensive and it's all significant pieces. It goes back to the royal family, the Kauai royals, and we had a chance to deep clean. We also had a chance to um, start what it's supposed to start next year, our music and hula exhibit, which it's really it's huge because there's so much depth to there's so much stories to tell on the contributions of our Kauai composers, our Kauai kumu. And so that's going to take about a year to complete. We've started already. We finished our cases. It's already been built. But now there's so much work to do. But this downtime has allowed us the privilege of doing stuff like that because there's no interruptions. So that's the beauty to this horrible situation we're all in together. We're all in this canoe together,
Wow.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
If you had to pick your favorite exhibit, I know it's hard, Chucky,
All
you
right.
know, again, man, this isn't. Chucky messaged me today. He said, "Email, send me the questions." I said, "We no more questions. This is all on the fly." What would
Okay.
be your personal favorite exhibit? And that's not no disrespect to the other exhibits. Just what is your personal favorite?
Story of Kauai because it's 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 so beautiful and it really honors all the great chiefs that we had before. So, I've been studying up in the year 1400 when Kukona, I've been studying really a lot on Kukona. He was the seventh Ali'i Moku, or the chief here, but it was him and his son, Manokalani Po, which everybody hears about that. If you're from another island, Moku Keawe or the Big Island, you will identify Kauai as Manokalani Po or Kauai Amano. So I wanted to know who is this guy? Who is this Ali'i? So I'm actually a lot of time studying who these leaders were. Wow, they all mirror each other. That Kauai, all their Ali really was known as chiefs of chivalry during wartime. There was battles and stuff, but um, we are sharing the stories of Kokona and his legacy because he was the one credited with chivalry. I mean, this guy, when there were battles and the losers, you put to death or you become slaves. This
Mm.
this Ali'i or this king not only had his warriors mend the wounded, but sent them back home. And he gave them canoes to go back home to their respective islands. Because in the year 1400, there was a battle of all the islands against Kauai and the Ihao. How's that in the year 1400? And Manokalani Po, father tells Manokalani Po, Father Kokona says to him, "Boy, I'm going to take a nap. You take care of the wall. The war. How's that?" I mean, it wasn't that simple, but it was like that. He says, "Ah, I'm just going to take a nap. You go do the battle." But they had a great plan in place when all of these thousands of warriors came over to conquer Kauai and Niihau. But Kauai had such a great plan that The end result is Kauai won the battle. But rather than killing, because once you capture the chiefs, all the 4 chiefs of all the islands, Kalanui Ohua from Big Island, he was the chief. Kabalu Ohua from Maui, he was the Maui's chief. But anyway, Maui Oahu, Molokai, all these chiefs surrounded because they were down in Hawaii, down by the beach, by people call it baby beach. and, and so our battling our warriors surrounded the chiefs. And once you capture the chiefs, flag goes up. End of the game. The game is over. Blow the whistle, lift the football. That kind of thing. So what I'm saying is my whole point of this, because it's a beautiful story. The point of this story is Ukona allowed all of them to go home, fix them up. But the chiefs I'll tell you the story one of these days when you come visit the museum. But fabulous story. And guess what? Because of Kauai, we had 400 years of peace. All the islands, thanks to Kukona.
You see, people, that's the problem. I am so intrigued. It just this, and it's not even fair to only have 15 minutes, Chucky. But what I really, really would want to do is to be able to have you on, or maybe do a live from the museum for our viewers, and maybe just focus on that story, and we have the time that we can actually share. It's just amazing.
I'd be honored. I'd be honored to share. It's really a privilege to share history. It really is.
We will do that. I'll get with Charlie after tonight, and we'll figure out a date that we can come down, and we just talk story session. You sit down, we run the camera, and we just do a nice chat. Share
Sure.
us the story that we can share with our viewers, and
Thank you for
love that, man. Real quick before we go, Chucky, what are the hours now? If someone wants to go down to the museum, what are the
Sure.
hours?
We're open Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 3 days a week from 9 to 2. That's it. We're not very aggressive, but it's been only the local people, which is fine with us. And we're all about safety there. We're all about social distancing. And I'm not sure if it started, but I understand now it's 3 feet rather than 6 feet social distancing. I am not sure. But we're going to keep the 6.
Mhm.
And but you can call if you want to do a tour with a group, and we do group tours of up to 8. Just because the museum, we everybody is distanced, and then the tour is done, and but you just call. And unfortunately,
What's the number, Chucky?
245-6931. 245-6931.
There it is, guys. Kawaii Museum. Chucky Boy Chalk, 245-6931. 245-6931. Chucky Boy, thank you so much, man.
No, thank you
I'll
guys.
get back with you, and let's do a session where we just sit down, talk stories. Share with us that story in detail.
Yeah, got many stories, but thank you for the honor, and just hope to both of you continue this journey, and congratulations.
Thank
Aloha.
you, my friend. God bless, man. We love you, brother. Take care.
Bless. Hi.
Take care.
How do I get out of this?
Boy, I tell you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Oof. All right. Hey, we sorry, man. We got to move. Kawaii Museum, though, 245-6931. People, write that down. Go check it out. Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 9 till 2. Take your ohana. Take your keiki down there and let them learn about Kauai. All right, we get Ivan. He's in the he's in the same cyberspace as Chucky was. Hang on, let me see.
Ivan, you can hear us, Ivan.
There we go.
There
we go. All right. Oh, can we hear you? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Your microphone, Ivan. You got that little icon, that mic icon. See if it's muted. Yeah, your microphone is muted. You gotta unmute the mic. Just click on the mic and the thing will take the red line away. Yeah, right now, try test. Okay, now it's muted. Okay, now talk.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, hang on.
There you go. No, you
Oh,
good.
okay, we got you. We got you.
You good.
All good?
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Okay.
Charlie, real quick.
Roger.
I just
All
want to
right.
let the public know. Charlie went out yesterday, worked hard. He secured the 3 guests this evening. So I'm going to turn it over to Charlie. He can do the introduction. Thanks, Charles.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. You know, there is treasures on Kauai, and one of those treasures is a long-time establishment known as Ishihara Market, established in 1934. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend, the manager of Ishihara Market. He was born in 1934, and he looks good for 86, probably 87 years old soon. This is Mr. Ivan Kubo. How are you, my brother?
Aloha. The poke is what makes me look young. That's what's a trick. All good, all good. Aloha.
Well, thank you so much for joining us because, you know, as I said before, that Mel and I, we have this Feel Good Friday where we can bring on local establishments, whether it's a restaurant, business, support local. And I know Ishihara is a staple on the West Side and it's a market. But you folks have had to endure some changes with the selling of the operation, right? The Ishihara
Yes.
family sold to the Foodland family, right?
Yeah. Sullivan, the family of companies. Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you give us just a brief history? Then I'll put up the photos that I took of Ishihara Market. So why don't you give us a brief history of Ishihara Market?
Well, Ishihara Market started way back in the day. This is a 3rd generation. Yeah. It started off as a meat wagon. So my boss, Ray, his grandfather actually started the business. Yeah. And what he did was a meat wagon. And what they used to do was go down to the camps and all the way from Mana, all the way to the North Shore, and 7 days a week. And what they would do was have each particular day certain camps and at certain times. You know, so it actually, that's how it started off at. And then later on, as the business grew or whatnot, then they finally had establishments out in Kikaha, Waimea, and Hanapepe. After that, you know, as time went by, then it kind of went down to one, Mr. Makawele Poi Mill. And then after that, the current location where you see it now, there was an older building back in 1954. And after that, then our new building, which came up in 1996, you know, and that's when I started working there back in 96. And, you know, 3 generations of, you know, just serving the community, you know, going through all those years of diversities and overcoming all these challenges and whatnot. And right now, you know, of course, you know, the family moved on, you know, so it's been like about a couple of years now. And SFOC, they call it, Sullivan Families of Company, took over bought the business, you know, and they want to remain strongly committed to the community, supporting all their values and instilling, and they kept all of us, you know, and they rehired up, and, you know, follow the tradition with all our local beefs and our seafood poke, and, you know, and they didn't want to change anything. If anything, they wanted to enhance and support the store and the community. So that's kind of the history currently right now, what's going on at the store.
Well, you know, right now as you can see, you know, I'm just to do some of the updates. You folks even have the motor vehicles, the kiosk, right? As you enter the store, just to
Yes.
save the trouble of driving all the way to Lihui to register your vehicle.
Yeah, that's a blessing. You know, community people, you know, don't have to make reservations or excuse me, appointments to go to all the way to Lehui, you know, wait in line and whatnot. If anything, they can just come to our store, you know, bring their, as long as they got their license plate number and they bring out their registration and a credit card, you know,
Yeah.
it's easy, you know. And for all those who need help with kukua, you know, on how to work it and whatnot, our staff with the cashiers and whatnot right there, they'll help support and help anybody who needs help over there. And it's simple, easy, and very, very, very convenient.
Now, what I got on the screen right now, if you notice, is what you're basically known for with all the workers. Every morning, you folks load that back case with all the bentos, right?
Oh yeah.
Every single morning. What time do you start making those bentos in
So
the
the
morning?
hard workers, the ladies in the back, you know, they're very humble. They're dedicated. You know, they start off in the morning before 3 in the morning. Yeah,
Ooh,
and they start making the rice and all those bentos. And of course, if you guys know, been on our store, all these varieties and yes, that whole bento showcase is filled to the rim. So by 6 o'clock in the morning, it's it's full. You know, so whether it's workers or people just getting out to go fishing or go hiking or whatnot, they can come by and uh, when the doors open and ready for business. And that's 7 days a week, every day.
and then I noticed behind the glass, you folks have fresh meats. You folks make like poke bowls, right? You have salads. So you basically covered the whole gamut when you actually providing for the customer and keeping it very economical too. I noticed.
Yeah, we like to keep our prices, you know, reasonable, you know, competitive too, you know, while, you know, uh, keeping so keeping us afloat, you know, especially in these times. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, because bottom line, we locals, you know, community driven, you know, and
Mhm.
with our locals or, you know, we're nothing, you know. And so we value all our customers and even, you know, our loyal ones, especially, you know, and the
Mhm.
ones that anybody who come to our store, whether no matter what side of the island you are, you know,
Yeah.
appreciate, you know, and we on the same island, we all got to support each other, all our small businesses, you know. Um,
Then I noticed like right now we got the poke. That's basically what you folks are known for is all your fresh seafood, all the poo-poos there.
yeah, people come all over, even the island, the state, the world, for it. Yeah. And it's good. You know, we got about 30 every day, about 30 different 32 different varieties each day, sometimes even more, you know, and it changes. But we got more of the basic ones, the, you know, the aipoki shoyu and so forth. But sometimes you might have those extra ones that you don't see too often. If it's available, they'll come
Mhm.
in. Yeah.
Now I noticed like right now I got one up on the beef section,
Mhm.
and I noticed what you folks are sourcing through local beef, not the
Yes.
main beef. Yeah. So what
Well,
ranch are you folks?
so it's Dwayne
Oh,
Shimagawa. That's
yeah.
Ao Kukui Ranch. Then his ranch is out in Kipu. You know,
Hmm.
we've been doing business with him as far as back as I know. You know,
Hmm.
back in the '90s, I believe. Yeah, and big supporter. Been pushing that. You know, grass fed. You know, all natural, all Kauai. You know,
And then you folks also have prepared beef for, especially I noticed the weekends. If it's a long weekend and Pule Holly is open, basically on the screen now you have soaked meat like soaked pork. Uh, you have chashu chicken, terry chicken, but oh, that stuff is gone before 2 o'clock if you don't get there early enough.
Yeah, that for us it's a kind of a good problem, I think. But for customers, they come a little bit late. Sorry, We have only so much space in the back to fulfill, for
Yeah.
our marinades, but they all go well, especially our kalbi and our we call it bat wings, you know.
Mm,
For
yeah.
those who are not familiar with bat wings, it's uh, cod. It's
Cod.
marinated cod collars. Yeah.
Now there's stores, and I've been told many stores they have shrimp in the showcase, and a lot of these shrimp is like either from Thailand, Mexico, from the mainland. But you folks promote a product that's only grown here, and that's our famous Kauai shrimp, right? Because that's the only,
Yes.
and you folks have it what pretty much every day in this fisherman's container right next to the glass case in the back by the meat section, right?
Yes. Yeah. So the Kano Ohana Robert Kano. When they first started off, I believe we were the first retail store to actually carry their shrimp, and um, you know we supported them, they supported us, and after that, their farm kept on growing, all in Kikaha, and currently up to date right now, they're international. They ship in trip all over the state, all over the world. They're real big, but they didn't forget where they started and where they come from, and they've been very loyal to us and made sure that we had supply and fresh, and um,
Well,
they
that's what I'm
delivered.
having tonight, brother. I'm having that tonight. I'm having your I told my wife to go and take some more pictures of Ishihara, not knowing that she was gonna buy out that container of shrimp. I think I'm gonna be
Coming
having
out.
coming out the ears. And now your other like your fresh produce, fruits and all that. I know you do some sourcing through the mainland, but for the most part, you folks try to go local as much as possible, right?
Yeah, we try to get as much local as we can. Yeah, so like our watercress and like bitter melon and so forth. Um, we try to resource everything, our gobo, you know, um, as much as we can if it's available. So our farmer holding mana, we'll supply whatever what we can, uh, and we do what we can, and we do our part, and of course availability. We have to balance things out between um, just to have product, you know, and I'm very proud of our produce department. They keep it really um, clean and presentation, um,
Mm.
and they high quality and high standards, you know, and that was all from teaching from um, Ishihara, the owners series. So very, very um, blessed to have them teach us all of that, myself included. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you thought about that, Mel? Unbelievable, eh?
Oh, I'm hungry. I'm hungry now. You know, there were several comments about Ishihara being the best poke on the island, best poke in the state. You guys, your variety is incredible. We don't get out to the west side as often as we would like to, but your poke is amazing. The bentos, and it hasn't changed even since the with the change in ownership, and that was incredible. The other thing too, I think Ishihara Market has always been known for was your community. You're giving back to the community. The Ishihara family, your staff is incredibly uh, friendly and helpful. That's just it's just that hasn't changed. And some of your employees have been there for a long time, but it's just a great experience to get out to Ishihara Market, as well as you guys serve hot foods as well, right? You guys serve um, plates and other things, right?
Oh yeah. Hot lunches,
Yeah.
every day off the grill, between Thursdays and Saturdays right now, and if things get better or whatnot, of course, we'll open up more days, and everything from kalbi to cod to fish, hamburger steak, katsu hamburger, you name it, the whole list, platters. Yeah, we got this new thing called Hurricane Crunch. Came out maybe about just less than 2 months ago. It's doing really, really well. You know, we're doing trying to, promote, within the store and so forth, and it's been working. Kupuna days, 5% off and so forth, and every little thing, whatever, anything to support our store, the community. Like you said, give back. We try to keep open-minded and do what we can.
Okay,
That's it. Yeah.
good. So why don't you let the folks know your hours of operation? How many days a week?
So we're open 7 days a week. I would say 363 days of the year. We're closed Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And then our operations is from Monday through Saturday, 6 to 7:30. Well, 6 in the morning to 7:30 p.m. And Sundays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sundays.
Okay.
Well, you guys know the drill. I know it, somebody think about, oh, Waimea so far away. It's not, man. We're 20 minutes from everywhere here in Lihue and Wailua. So if you haven't been to Ishihara, you need to get out there. If you guys, of course, the West Side, that's your staple. That's where you go. But for those of you that haven't, just like the Kawaii Museum, make it a point, get out there. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to freak out. And don't forget, people, take the pictures, hashtag support local, and share. But go down early. Don't go all the way down there and they run out. So go down early, grab your poke, grab your local meat, and enjoy.
Yeah. Come early. Mahalo.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on and share the history of Ishihara and sharing a little about everything that you have. And, I also want to say thank you for you guys supporting local with all the local help that you have there, going out and sourcing local as well. It means a lot, especially during this time. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you very much.
Big mahalo. Appreciate the invitation. Appreciate the call yesterday. I was excited to be on this call. I was asking the staff and the crew, and they were like, "Oh yeah, oh absolutely." And just big mahalo to the staff, the community, to all you guys, everybody on this island. Especially Kauai. Mahalo. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ivan. You know what got me was started off as a meat truck, the meat wagon, going to all the camps. Kind of ties right into Chucky Boy Chalk talking about the museum, how this island has evolved. But to a certain extent, yeah, things changed. But the attitude and the mission and the motivation has never changed. It is to support the local families from back in the camp days to now. Thank you so much, Ivan. Thank you, and to your staff and to all of them for being Ishihara Market. Man, we appreciate you guys a whole lot.
Thank you.
Mahalo. Aloha.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I am starving. Bro. Unreal, yeah. I mean, think about it. Meat wagon, couple old family. Wow.
Yep.
Feel Good Friday. That's why I like Feel Good Fridays, man, because you feel good. Uh-oh. They're eating, Charlie. They're eating. They're eating.
I am eating.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we have family that's have been really, rooted in the Lord's way. And I got to meet this gentleman and his lovely daughter some time ago. But more recently, we were able to, I shared one night about giving away a sound system since I'm not playing music, and even some of my treasured guitars. And this is the gentleman that I gave it to. And it brings me great pleasure to introduce to you Pastor Darryl Kua and his lovely daughter, Stephanie. And I want to welcome them here because they have something special. And I'm going to let him explain about what he does, his regular job. And then we're going to go over to the business franchise that he bought, and really why he bought it. You know, he and his family. So take it away. You know Uncle Mel, right? Pastor Kua, Stephanie?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
Go back a long, long, long way, man. Nice to see you, bro.
Long time. When I had here.
Why don't you give us a little history time, Pastor?
So thank you for having us on here. Yeah, so I pastor Westside Christian Center Church in Kauai, and a while back, God placed it on our heart to help those that were struggling with drug addiction, and we had an opportunity to partner with a group, Teen Challenge of the Hawaiian Islands, and in the process of trying to work with them, I was talking to a few people and discovered that if one of two things, if these two things don't happen for them, they have a tendency to go back and relapse. So the two things was, one, if they don't find a house to live in or a place, a permanent living other than a beach, and a job. So the job was easier to take care of. So when the opportunity came to purchase Subway, the church purchased Subway so we can help to get them back into the workforce, to be able to work and participate and to be able to give them a starting point so that when they finish here, they can always go work somewhere else. They will have history, and we will have the ability to give them a good reference.
Oh, right on, right on. So when did you actually take over or purchase the franchise here locally in Waimea?
June 2018.
2018. Outstanding. And you know, for those of you that know where it's at, and again, why we thought that this was rather special, why we thought this was rather special was because of what they're attempting to do, and that is to really provide for those who are struggling, who are struggling. And you know, it takes a lot to take on such a responsibility in trying to you know, start something and help those that need the help the most. That's now. Tell us a little something about your special operation. I know they say that, oh, you've seen one, you've seen them all, but yours is a little unique. I mean, I went in there and it's absolutely spotless. I went, whoa, this place is clean as clean can be. So why don't you share a little about your operation there?
So we do basically what every Subway does. We make our own bread, we make the cookies, we make sandwiches. But I have a really awesome team, and everything is cleanliness, right? So if you walk in and it's gross, then you're not gonna eat, right? So I'm really a stickler on things being clean and neat, and so they've been pretty good in keeping that the way it is. And then we make sandwiches, salads, protein bowls, wraps. We have a wide variety of sandwiches and food, and then our veggies, for the most part, are fresh, and we cut our tomatoes, onions, bells daily. That way it's fresh and it's sitting there. So we really watch our prep and stuff so that we can make sure we're putting out the freshest product we can.
Plus, we also believe that your first impression is a lasting impression. So we strive to ensure that our staff is very inviting and friendly, smile on your face, and always greeting someone as they come in. Because even since we are a owned and run by the church, we want to make sure that we practice what we preach, right? By their fruits, you will know that we belong to God. So we want to make sure that we project the best possible image of God as we possibly can.
Oh, perfect. And who is this employee right here? I forgot her
That's-
name.
That is Kapua.
She was so friendly today when I went in, because I know she looked at me thinking, you know, who's this big moke? You're not buying nothing. He's just walking around taking pictures.
I know. When I came in, she goes, Uncle Charlie said, "Show Shaka."
But she was so friendly, so friendly. I mean, I could see that you have a really good staff. And you know what I'm very appreciative is of the fact that you're supporting local by hiring local and just, you know, because, you know, this pandemic hasn't helped, not one bit. But yet you do the best you can, hoping that, you know, maybe some days and you know, she said something that was unique. You folks do delivery?
Yeah, we do delivery from Waimea down west between 11 and 2. So if you use the app and you place your order through the app or online, and in the instructions, just put where you want us to bring it. We'll bring it out to you.
So, hey, Mel, that is not a regular Subway sandwich, Mel, doing deliveries.
I don't know. I've always, you know, I've actually went to the Waimea one. It's probably before you folks took it over, but you know, the Hui one, I don't think they deliver. I do have the app though, so I'm gonna order that sweet Oriental chicken sandwich tonight and have it delivered to Wailua House Lots. How's that?
You gotta come a little bit closer.
I did want to say that Pastor Kua, I think a lot of people may recognize him, but Pastor Kua, you've been active with the working with the less fortunate for a long time, whether it was homelessness or drug addiction, and of course you with the church. But you know, I just wanted the people to know that you know you've been in this for a very long time. I didn't know that the church had taken over the Subway sandwich until Charlie told me. But I don't know, man. It's kind of like a perfect fit almost, where you using that franchise as an opportunity to help so many young people as well as the community. So, but I just want the people to know that you have been. I was in meetings with you, my man. And, very passionate about getting stuff done and we just love you, man. We love you and your family. It's amazing. This is just, I'm excited for you guys. I really am.
Thank you. I know, man. God birthed this in my heart, and I try not to just be, a talker about stuff and accomplish nothing. So I want to be more about the action than about just the talking.
So why don't you give us someone, in fact, we have one of our first questions. Someone had asked if you did away with your that honey oat bread.
Yeah, so when the pandemic started, Subway actually did away with a lot of stuff. So they did away with honey oat, they did away with seafood, which to this day we get so many requests for seafood. And they did do away with rotisserie and roti. So they did adjust the menu. But I did just talk to my field consultant, and I hear they're gonna start bringing some stuff back. I asked about seafood, and that's not one of them. So yeah, they did do away with honey oat.
Okay, Mel.
What is your most popular sandwich? I love that sweet Oriental or sweet onion chicken or whatever. What is your most?
Could be like the chicken bacon ranch or the Subway melt, even the steak and cheese.
Yo,
But the chicken teriyaki on Mondays, that's when you want to get that.
Why?
That's the sub of the day.
Oh. Monday.
Monday.
Charles, Monday.
Yeah. Yes.
Things that make you go,
Yep.
Guys, what are your hours over there?
We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 7, and Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 7.
Awesome.
Perfect. Well, I just like to say that, aside from the franchise itself, it's just the amount of giving. It's just the amount of giving that you always do. And I like to thank you because I know you do so much for our houseless families who unfortunately has to stay in place at many of the different parks. But, I know you've been there. I know you participate in a lot of the food drives. My wife, Stephanie, that's all she talks about is going out and helping whenever she can. And, getting the needed meals to those that are less fortunate. So I'd like to say thank you very, very much. Thank you.
oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys for just allowing us to come on here and just share what God has been doing in the passion of our heart and expressing it to the community, the island of Kauai. So,
And maybe it can rub off on the other islands. Hopefully, and I'm sure they're doing it now. But we've always put out the call to the other islands. If there's anybody that wants to come on to express, to get the word out, we're there. We're there. And unfortunately, we've gotten Maui, which is good, but we're still waiting for the big island. We're still waiting for Oahu, some places on Oahu. And hopefully, we can get the word out because that's what we want to do. If we can tie in all these points of everybody just helping a little, then pulling the load going to be a lot less burdensome because we're all doing our parts right around. And that is what our goal is with Mel and Charlie right now, because COVID has been so terrible. But I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you both. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Pastor Kua and Stephanie. Thank you. Appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. And thank you guys for letting us be part of it. And just, again, sharing what God has been doing in and through on the West Side.
Right on.
Well, we've this is not a Christian show, but Charlie and I has made it very clear that we're not going to get through this pandemic without God. It's not going to happen. It is simply not going to happen. So, we offer our prayers every night, ask God for help and for blessings on everyone that's been affected. I mean, that's what we do. We just need them in our lives. Now comes the fun part. What, you guys have a sub of the day tomorrow? Cam. Okay, people, here comes the challenge. Not just to you guys on the West Side, but everywhere. If you haven't had a Subway sandwich in a long time, or even if you go out to Subway in Waimea tomorrow, order your sub of the day, take a picture, post it on all your social media accounts, support local, let the people know where you went, show them the sandwich, whatever you buy, soup, whatever, and share it. Let everybody know that we need to support local. And this is local.
We've got a viewer, and she's been a blessing to. Her name is Mona Manuel. She asked me to ask you folks, how many employees total do you have at your location?
We have 8.
8. Okay, because she wants to donate masks to you folks. She and her crew, Mask Up Kauai, they make all these masks and they gave us, and they want to make for you and drop it off to you folks.
Oh, thank you.
Mona, you heard it. I know you're on this thread, so they have 8 employees, including Pastor Daryl and his lovely daughter Stephanie. So 10 altogether. So yeah, just be prepared. Somebody dropping off some masks for you folks. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank
God
you.
is good.
Always, always, always.
Yep.
All right,
Yes.
you guys. Hey, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And don't forget tomorrow, guys, Waimea Subway. Stop by. get your sub of the day, the ham, or get whatever you want. Take a picture, support local, don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys take care. God
Thank
bless, man.
Thank you. God
Okay,
bless.
God bless.
God, I love Feel Good Fridays. I love Feel Good Fridays. Speaking of Feel Good Fridays, I did want to send out a special thank you to Eugene Fernandez, one of our loyal viewers. He went down to the courthouse today and he delivered patele, ganduri rice, and dioja for Patsy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we have in the refrigerator right now that we're going to warm up right after the show. And also to Patty Kawakami. Patty on Oahu sent Patsy some face masks, some COVID masks. So I just wanted to reach out and say thank you, Eugene. Thank you, Patty. We appreciate you guys so much. All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for our final Feel Good Friday talk show with Mel and Charlie. If you don't recognize this guy, he is radio personality from Kauai, none other than Jason Fujinaka. And we are basically so happy. He's filling in for Marissa Faya, the owner, because I got a text from her because I know they're busy tonight, and she's down on the floor helping with the wait staff and all. So welcome, Jason. Welcome.
Gentlemen, good evening.
You know,
Thank you for
when you came on, hang on, I'm going to just change your name because you don't look like Joel Souza.
There you go.
When you came on, I was thinking, man, that looked like Jason Fujinaka. Hello,
It's
my man.
me.
I haven't seen you in a long time, bro.
It's been a while. It's good to see you. I do listen to you quite a bit. You guys are doing a phenomenal job of keeping the island up to date on what's been happening.
Well, I tell you, for our viewers out there, listen to that voice. Now that's a radio voice right there. That's a radio voice.
Too kind.
So
It's been a while
Jason,
since I've used it, so
how about giving our viewers? Many people know Wranglers, but there are lots that's watching that don't know about Wranglers, where it's at. Why don't you give them a little history about Wranglers, if you don't mind?
well, Wrangler Steakhouse started way back in the 80s, 1980s. Wrangler started in 1984. The Faya family bought out Menihuni Taco. And then they expanded the menu from just Mexican food to include locally grown beef burgers. And back then it was pan-fried steaks, all from Vidina Ranch in Kalaheo. But then they started to expand the space in the late 80s, added a larger kitchen, and of course the famous Kiawe wood grill. And at one point, if you recall, there used to be a pizza place too where the saddle room now sits, but eventually it became what it is now, the saddle room, and it's been going strong ever since.
Okay.
And of course, way back before it became Menihuni Taco, this was a store.
Okay, so right now I want to bring up here. If you're gonna notice on your screen,
Yeah,
this is the interior when you first walk into Wranglers.
right.
So for those people who don't know Wranglers, it's right smack dab in the middle of Waimea town, off of Kamuali'i Highway. In fact, the highway runs right in front of the front of the establishment, and it's really a sort of like a Western motif, right?
Yes, very much so. And now this is the front that you're seeing here on your screens. Parking is located in the back of Wranglers, and now a lot of the customers will be brought in through the back of the restaurant, as the front is kind of blocked off with our fencing, as you can see in this picture here. So you enter through the back, and then you can check out all that the Wranglers has to offer. Saddle room is perched on the side. We also have other little knickknacks and trinkets that you can buy in the store as well. Lots of great little items. I know we also have some many shell necklaces too, and those are a big hit.
So this is the location you're talking about, right? It's sort of like really like a store.
Yeah, a mini store. It's got all kinds of wares inside there. Prickly pineapples, featured items. And it's got some really great wares, as you can see in the picture. Lots of great clothing, boots, and yeah, it's a great addition to Wranglers. And then on the screens now, that those doors that you see is the entrance to the saddle room, right down inside there, and
Okay.
another great little locale for everybody to enjoy. And this is the saddle room here.
Wow. They really done a lot over the years to really give it, that flavor. You see the horse saddle, and
Yeah.
but since COVID came upon us, I know things have slowed, but is business picking back up? Is business picking back up?
Yeah, Charlie, that's a great question. It is. It is. And when COVID first struck, it was devastating, just as it was for everybody else. Wrangler's revenues dropped from 2019 to 2020. Revenues went down by approximately 70%, which was attributed a lot to the loss of tourism. And we also had to minimize our lunch service. We were a popular lunch stop for many tourists as they either are heading to or returning from their adventures, either up Mauka or down to Kolekale or such. But our regulars would still stop by. They would come by for lunch, but we're just not able to sustain lunch service on such a limited clientele. So lunch service was suspended, but we're still open for dinner, and our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 9 p.m., closed on Sundays and Mondays. We're here throughout those Tuesdays and Saturdays with all kinds of great stuff. Yeah, as you can see in this picture here, we got a deli case too, and you can purchase all these great steaks. And we also have, as you can see in this, pickled vegetables and lettuce, and we do our best to support local as well. So we have our steaks and marinated meats, and though the beef is from Andrade Slaughterhouse in Kalaheo. Ivikua supplies our lettuce, which is a hydroponic lettuce, which is grown right in Waimea. And our pickled vegetables, everybody loves our daikon. That's for sale as well. You can get keawe wood here. We have steak rubs as well, so you're more than welcome to come down.
Wow. Excellent.
This looks good.
Yeah, this good. Mel, what about this, Mel?
What about it? What about it? I'm hungry, Charlie. I'm hungry. What are you doing? Hey, check go back one slide, Charlie. Can you go back one slide with the
Okay.
meat, the local meats?
There you go.
How's that sticker? Beef is the new kale. I need that for my car.
Beef is the new kale.
I love it, man. I love it, man. Hey, Jason, you guys still
That's
get
the best sticker.
the Wranglers it's just I just saw a couple of posts. People have never eaten there and they can't believe it. I can't believe I never ate there. You guys are open tomorrow, right? You guys open tomorrow, right? Okay.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're open
Okay.
on time.
You guys still have the Kauai team?
No, actually, we do not. That was part of our lunch menu,
Ah,
but we do at night we have a dish called the Japanese tempura, which is basically the nighttime version of the Kauai tin, which has all the same favorites that everybody likes: the shrimp and the vegetables and
does
the
it
beef,
come in the
barbecue
Kauai
beef.
tin?
No,
Does it?
no.
For you, that happens. It
Huh?
normally doesn't. It normally
Oh,
doesn't.
okay. Oh, but for me,
Normally it doesn't. Yeah. For
You know-
you, we'll make it happen.
Charlie took me over there for lunch one day. Charlie, remember we had the
Yeah.
Kauai tin, and
Yeah,
you could actually buy the Kauai tin in the shop.
yeah,
And for
Yep.
those of you that don't know what the Kauai tin is remember we started off with the museum tonight talking about the history, the old history. Then we heard from Ishihara who talked about the meat wagon going to all the camps. Well, when the camp workers, when the people would go to work in the fields, they would put their food in these Kauai tins. and it was just tin cans kind of that stacked up on each other, and they had each different food. Well, Wranglers had that with food in it, and it was amazing. It was awesome, and you could buy the cow tin uh, cans or pots or pans, whatever you want to call it, in the shop. So that was really interesting, and I thought that was so cool.
The cow tins were a huge hit. And I know we still have some for sale in our store here. So
Oh,
want to come grab one?
for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, go to Wranglers tomorrow and go to the store, to the shop, and go buy one, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, let me put this up. Okay, you see that? This is a cow tin. You see how this was made for plantation back in the day. So all the food would be in these there right here.
Yeah, I got the real one right here.
There you go.
There
That's the
there
one
you
right there, man. There it is, baby. There it
This
is.
is the one.
Hang on, Jason. Keep it right there. Hold on.
It's not loaded though. They didn't get a loaded one, but it has the 3 containers. It has the little thing that you put them all in. But yeah, these usually are loaded up with the food. It's all good. But we have a nighttime version of it. It's a Japanese tempura. You still can order that as well. I'll have to talk to the rest of the staff to see. Maybe we can make one special for everybody tomorrow.
Yeah, make a melon Charlie special. Make a melon Charlie. Put rice, fucking beans, and Portuguese sausage.
We could make that happen. We could make
So
that happen.
hot dog, and put fucking beans and rice. That's a Portuguese staple right there.
That could be it. That could be it. We might have to do that.
Well, you know what I am so grateful
It's
for.
been
What I'm so grateful, Jason, is as we're interviewing you, we can hear everything going on in the background. So that's telling me that you folks are busy tonight. And I am now. I know the question is, and I've been there, since COVID, and since you folks reopened. But you folks are doing a really good job at social distancing, the cleanliness, everything. It's just perfect. So if anybody is worried, they're doing everything by the books. They're doing everything by the numbers, and it's a safe place to have dinner, a safe place. Right, Jason?
well. Thank you for saying that. It's very important for us. Yeah, it's very important. We do everything here by the books. The spacing of the tables is mandatory. We have to do it. We do our best to make sure that the tables are well spaced. After vacated, we sanitize it down. I mean, it's a process, but it's worth it to make sure that everything here is safe, so our clients can return and know that they're getting not only good food but in a safe environment, and everybody's welcome to come on down and check it out.
Oh, right on.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a few
Before I
people that-
forget, they'll
no, there's a few people that have.
let me just say before I forget, we do have.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so before I forget, we've got Taco Tuesdays. We do have featured Taco Tuesdays. We have prime rib on Wednesdays. We also feature steak and lobster, which is pretty much daily. So Mel, for you, anytime you can come on down, steak and lobster. We also have daily specials, which change up quite a bit, which features our great steaks. We pair them up with all kinds of different treats, sometimes shrimp, sometimes lobster, sometimes fish. We always get fresh fish in from our local fishermen, so stop by.
Right on.
Your hours tomorrow?
Hours tomorrow, 5 to 9 p.m. Reservations are highly recommended. The number to call for reservations is 338-1218. Again, 338-1218. 5 to 9 p.m. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays.
All right. There it is, guys. Right there. 338-1218. 338-1218. Call for reservations, guys. The challenge still goes. You guys go there tomorrow night. Have your dinner tomorrow night. Take a picture. Hashtag support local. Post it all over your Instagrams, your social media accounts, guys. This is what it's all about. I'll tell you a real quick story before you go, Jason. I was a judge at one of the chili cook-offs on Kauai. Remember when Kauai used to have the chili cook-offs? So I was a
Mm-hmm.
judge one year, and the chili Wranglers came up with their chili. We didn't know whose chili belonged to who as the judges, but Wrangler's chili was beef. It wasn't ground beef like how we all were raised with chili. It was cubes of steak in in a sauce with. And I learned that day that the original chili. Oh, I think we lost them. The original chili. This is what I was told by Wranglers was cubes, was steak. It wasn't ground beef. It wasn't hamburger. It was steak. It was cubes. I ended up voting for that chili, even though it wasn't what I thought chili was, because I always thought chili was ground beef. But I ended up voting for it because it was like cubes of um, filet mignon with the spices. And it was delicious. So I thought that was pretty cool.
You
Little
know,
bit of trivia.
that's how they used to make cowboy chili. You know, like on the range,
Yeah,
they would take a side, and actually they would hold it over the pot, and they'll just cut and strip like that, and they would fry it up real fast and throw everything else in, and the pieces it was like almost like beef stew but hearty with a
yeah,
really thick gravy. I mean, unreal.
yeah.
I
It
remember those.
was definitely nothing like I've ever had, and I thought it was kind of awkward because it didn't. It was almost like steak and vegetables in a pot, and but it was actually I was told that day that that's how the original cowboy chili was made. So wow, what a
And
night, Charlie! What a night, guys! Wranglers tomorrow, please stop by. Go down there, tell them Mel and Charlie you saw it on Mel and Charlie show, and don't forget to take your photos and post it up. But what a night, man! I feel good actually. I feel real good tonight, man.
brother, you know another thing too. If you go to Wranglers and you folks sit down before you order anything, if you're gonna have the cobbler, the beach cobbler, it takes a while to for them to set it up and put it in the oven. Order that first, because by the time you finish your main meal, it'll come out. And let me tell you, if you haven't had the old style peach cobbler with a scoop of ice cream on top, you just don't know what you're missing. That for me, that is keto diet.
You know what I like about Wranglers?
Yeah.
I think I know I told you, and I may have said this on the show in the past, but my grandpa, my dad's dad, was a cowboy.
Uh-huh.
He that's what he did. He was a cowboy, and he had a riding academy. He had stables. He had horses. My dad was a jockey, and they would break the horses. But whenever we would go down to the academy, which was pretty much every week, every weekend, when you go into the stable and you go into the saddle room,
Hmm.
you had that smell of the saddles, the leather,
Yeah.
it smelled like, I don't know, like cowboy. It was a cowboy smell. But when you go into Wranglers, you get that same feeling because you smell the leather from all the saddles in there, and it's just so cool. It's like you went back in time and you went into an old western movie and you went into one of those restaurants or the saloons. It's just a great place, and the food is
How
delicious.
many places do you know? Okay, this is a trivia that you know that when you sit down, especially if you sit on the inside, and there's this wall that partitions the kitchen from where you sit, and you just full of Calvi smoke inside the restaurant. That is Wranglers. Then when you go pay your bill, if you forget by, or if you forget, go up the mountain, go cut one Calvi tree for make firewood the next day. Don't worry. They get them right there on the floor. It's already bundled up. You can buy it. You can buy the bundle of firewood right there at Wranglers.
Yeah,
So it's amazing. It's amazing.
yeah. That's the ones they sell up in Coquet. The
Yep.
bundle of firewood because up there it's so cold. Oh, my dad is on. I didn't even know. Hey, Pops, he said, right, Mel, that was the good old days. The stable in Wailua. I remember the two horses, Silva and Makani was the two word. Yeah, Silva and Makani was the two horses that we would ride all the time. Man, I wish,
I
Cher did a song once. I wish I could turn back time. I tell you, I'd love to go back in those days and hang out, hang out for a week at my grandpa's stables. I would love that, Charlie.
well, my good
With,
friend
with my
Deborah,
dad, with my dad, with my dad.
good friend Deborah P. Ilani Sales. I am so sorry to talk about peach cobbler because there's nowhere nearby to send your husband. I am sorry, but let me tell you, that's the best tasting peach cobbler you ever would. It's oh no, that thing now. Sometimes it's so good you forget the damn thing burning your tongue. Yeah, because the thing just like come right out of the oven, boom, go home with a big blister. But if you want, we can also sell it to you and you can take it home to go bake it too. Either way, but I tell you, it's old style. It's old school, old school.
And hey, always remember, Wranglers you can order and take out.
Yeah.
So if you like just enjoy a nice Wrangler meal at the house or down the beach or wherever you want to go eat, call Wranglers 338-1218
So
and
let
pick
us
them up, take out.
let us do a recap. So our first guest tonight was none other than uh,
Chucky Boy Chalk.
musical extraordinaire himself, Chucky Boy Chop. And I have played with him twice for the Mokihana Festival of songs that he has written. And we have taken first place. I was his bass player. And back in the day, I remember Chucky Boy and Mike Kaava, Daryl Gonzalez, the lefty. Those guys used to play at Cataberries on Oahu, where Todai is located right across from the Wailana coffee shop. So we had the one and only Mr. Chucky Boy Chuck with the Kawaii Museum. Then our next guest, Mr. Ivan Kubo from Ishihara Market. Okay, a staple in Waimea on the west side of the island of Kauai. Supporting local all the way through, front and back. Okay, home of some of the best poke you ever gonna find. Then we have none other than a good-hearted, God-fearing man, Pastor Darrell Kua and his lovely daughter, bringing us their ideas of why the church that he's head of, why they bought into the franchise for Subway, is to help people that have fell on hard times. And last but not least, we had Mr. Jason Fujinaka, as you can tell, radio personality with us, talking about Wrangler Steakhouse owned by the Fire family, the Fires, Marissa. But as you could tell by all the noise going on in the background, they were busy tonight. So that I'm glad. I'm glad for noise. That tells me they're doing okay. Okay. And that's our recap for tonight, brother.
Awesome show, Charlie. Thank you for lining those guys up. Appreciate it. Man, that was solid. I just saw someone in Honolulu post that we're making them all J. We're making them J. Well, this show has broadened my horizons as far as places to eat. And I think a lot of us, we take things for granted here on Kauai. We just take things for granted, and we don't even realize the little gems that we have
Mhm.
throughout this island, and that's what we try to bring out, and hopefully get you guys energized to go out to these places and support local. And
Right.
that's really what this is all about. And we appreciate, we've heard back from many of our guests that came on that you guys have done that, and we appreciate that. So don't forget, if you can go to any of those places or all of them in the next week, hashtag support local, take care of our local businesses. We'll get through this. So excited. It's a great show.
Now, I would also like to say, on a separate note, I have received, and I'm sure you too, Mel, I've gotten so many messages from many of you concerned about Kauai opening up, opting back into the safe travels. And like we said before, we cannot control things that others decide to do, but what we can control is our own safety destiny. Okay. So let's just, if we err on the side of caution and we just keep that always in the front of our minds that we're gonna be cautious. Don't let anything go by the wayside. Just always think safety first. You're gonna be okay. Because why and how I know why is because people are still talking about it. So that means there's this network of everyone. They're not afraid, they're concerned, but they're keeping it alive by talking about it. And that's how we can get the message out to everybody. It's just to stay safe. Okay. So just remember that. I want everybody, don't be afraid. Mel and Charlie are here 3 times a week. I know a lot of you have written, oh, what are you going to do? I understand. But you know what? If something big happens, we definitely, if it happens after our Wednesday show, we'll bring it up on Thursday. We'll have that special night. And I don't want anybody to worry. I don't want anybody to worry.
Absolutely. You know, I am going to work on getting Chucky Boy. I think, I think our viewers, I listened to Chucky Boy talk tonight, and I think there's so much that we don't know. And I think if we can educate, and I'm thinking out loud, Charlie, we haven't even had the discussion, but if we can educate, inform and educate people on the history of Kauai, what makes us special, what makes us different, how he said Kauai's actions back in the days of the warriors created 400 years of peace.
Right.
That story needs to be told, and if it's going to be this platform, it's going to be this platform. So I'm going to work on that, Charlie. I'm going to call Chucky on Monday, and what we do is we just have like a fireside chat without the fire. We'll go to the museum, just the three of us, and we'll just do it and just listen, and we'll have some fun doing it, and
Mhm.
and learn so much from that man. He's an amazing guy, amazing guy.
Yep.
So, Charles, how you doing, man? You ready
Well,
for a nice weekend?
well, I am gonna, every once in a while I'll do a little post from the beautiful Port Allen, and I'm gonna be out there this Sunday as we have a special arrival to help keep our island up and running. So I'm gonna be overseeing some offloading operations, and I enjoy it. Keep everybody safe, make sure there's no danger in the area. But for the most part, you know what I'm gonna do tomorrow? We are definitely gonna make a trek because I promised the missus, she and I today, what was what was so nice about today was we got to do a lot of things. And when you're with the person that you love, you do whatever you can. And I had a really nice day today with the missus. And I said, this journey of ours is going to continue tomorrow. So I think I'm going to go holo holo to the other side of the island just to go holo holo. That's what I'm
Well,
going to do.
let us know if you ventured this far. Maybe we can go grab lunch or something, and go
I
see
will.
some go see some local establishments. Patsy and I went to Bullshit last night. It was nice. It was good. It was very safe. We haven't gone out much, and it was very safe.
Mhm.
The service was amazing, and yeah, so we had a good time. So all right, Monday night, we'll be back Monday night, 7 o'clock. Lots to talk about on Monday night. We got a lot to recap, and a lot of changes happening as we spoke early on. We hope you guys will join us. You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. Support local, guys. Hashtag support local. Put them on your social media. Let us know what you guys are doing to help us out. And see you guys Monday night.
And also, if anybody has any access to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, we would like to have him on. I just want to ask him about his lifting of the mask mandate. This is it, brother. Do you think it's a wise move?
I think I'm gonna save my comments on that one because I'm feeling so good right now. We'll save that one for Monday.
Right
You
on.
know, there was a guy that once said, "You can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
You cannot fix stupid." So anyway,
Well, this is how local people Say that in just one word, and it goes like this. Huh? That's it.
Yeah,
Just that one. Huh?
ridiculous, ridiculous. You wonder what they think, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat some gandudi rice and some patele and
I'm
some
gonna go get some peach cobbler, and I'll let you know how that thing went taste.
good. And I got one Snicker bar in the freezer.
Right on.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys Monday night. We love you guys. God bless. Stay safe.
Aloha.
Aloha.